What is going on, everybody? Back on it. Vagabond 67, 68, 69. We're kind of to the climax of the Inshun Takezo fight here, second round. I don't know what he... I mean, I kind of get it a little bit, but I'd say that he's reached it. What I mean by that is Takezo has seemed to accept it or almost not accept it, but somehow reached like enlightenment on if this is the end, if it's not the end, what does it matter, XYZ. He's like free of these like mental shackles. Almost to the point where like he's so focused that he's not focused. Like you guys get what I'm talking about. And we've seen Inshun a little, I'd say, flustered, because before it was very like Mirio from My Hero Academia, very like Rock Lee, very like Mike Guy, like all smiles, never flustered, nothing, you know, getting in his head. We never get his POV, everything's all smiles, it's always okay. Like, this is exciting. I love a fight like this, like very Goku type shit, you know. But this time around he's like, oh, he's bigger than I remember, and he seems to be, I wouldn't say flustered, but the gears are turning a little bit. And in the first fight, I don't think we ever got him to that point. So we got a lot of stuff going on the side here as well, catching up with Otsu and some things. So we'll see how this plays out. Make sure we're on recording. Cool. All right. Oh yeah, Toji showed up, says his life is shit, doesn't understand what's going on anymore. Essentially. You mustn't be so rash, you'll undermine your true strength if you get too worked up. Quite an intense young man. A little bit, just a little bit. Ah, yeah, that's right. So the master that Otsu, I guess, serves now, or works for, we got a flashback of him right when the last chapter ended, which essentially I think is showing him at like what the most recent Takezo was at, where like, I'm going to be the strongest, I'm not afraid of dying, I just brute force everybody over. And it seems like this might be his enlightenment moment, where he, like, again, because we're still trying to find out what that means, true strength. So it'll be interesting to parallel, so that I'm sure we'll go from this like right back to the fight. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. What's this? Intimidating me with his ki? No, this is a reflection of myself. It's my own bloodthirst. Just throwing that word around. He has no bloodthirst whatsoever. How can that be? Because not everything has to be rage driven. It can get you pretty far though. Like I said, pre-running into Inshun, I feel like Takezo's just rage-infused technique, if you won't even call that a technique, but that's what we'll just label it as. He was probably stronger than like 80% of people, 90% of people he was going to cross. So, I mean, it can get you far, but no one can deny that he's the greatest of our time, a master swordsman superior to all others. The mighty Shingen was impressed enough to offer him a position as a daimyo, but declined because of his sole dedication to the way of the sword. But I never would have imagined he's so calm. Is this what a Kengo is like? See, he's getting intimidated again. He's freaking out. I feel completely overwhelmed. Yes, this is just like with Takezo the first time with Inshun. It's like, what? Like, oh, my opponent doesn't have rage like me. What? That's not fair. Oh shit. Nothing, they haven't even... Okay, and then we're just going in. Who does this remind you of? He's just gonna gently sidestep that shit. Yep. Wow. Disarmed him in the slightest. Oh, impossible. What happened? Oh, and this is Old Man Master right now. This is our old man right here. I too request a match with you, sir. Dang, everyone's just showing up. They're trying to figure out, they're trying to show it. Leather wrapped around bamboo. What an odd practice sword. How can he fight with that? Oh, did he just toss his sword aside? Wow, he's gonna just like water bend him out the way. Bastard, you think you can take me unarmed? Take me on unarmed? Wow. It's not even that he like dodged it. It's that he's disarming these grown men. Like, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? I concede. That was quick. It's true strength. It's true power. How did he take my spear? I don't understand. We've prepared a meal for you. We do not have much to offer, but please feel free to spend the evening here at your leisure. Shall we take them up on their offer? I request another match. Hey, sometimes things are fluke. I gotta see it multiple times to make sure it was real. I need to know. I accept my defeat, but I want to find out how I lost. The master is old and we've traveled a long way. Please, sir, one more match. I beseech you. If you must insist, then I shall accept your challenge. I am Hikita, the master's nephew and disciple. I want to fight the master, not some kid. Oh. And we also got shitted on. Yeah. The fact that two people just did it, like he said, he accepted it. Okay. I know this man. Where's he at? I know this man. I know his face. I know his name. I know his reputation. I know what he's about. I figured I'd have a chance. I knew he was strong. Didn't know he was that strong. But you know what? Fine. I accept it. He defeated me. You know, you can sleep at night. Maybe not sleep at night because it'll eat him up on like how, but like you get it. The legend of it all. To then have this rando dando kid hit you with the same shit? Oh. Mental is done. Yeah. Yeah. The following day, as well as the day after that, tenaciously continued to challenge. The end result was always the same. Who is my opponent? The moment I step in, I become surrounded by a strange warmth, as if I'm being consumed. When I try to fight against it, my body tenses up, and I lose my freedom. It's as if my opponent's not there. Have I been fighting myself this whole time? Maybe. His study technique is magnificent, but his heart, his soul, he focuses too much on his self. Those are the very words of my master. What is the way of the sword? That's what we're asking. That's what we're all trying to find out right now. We're all trying to figure it out. All right. Okay. So right now, this is the old man that's teaching us. And then this is the master that Otsu is under. What's wild is like, so we see these three guys. I was going to say, are these the three strongest people of their time? But then we just saw that kid just disarm him like it was nothing. But these two were considered probably seriously strong at this point. Essentially, again, like Takezo, like Sejuro, Denshichiro, like, again, they're in the top 99 percentile, but they're not that 1%. I do not know. Please instruct us. Are we at the same place too, by the way? I don't know. All the kind of settings look like this. This kind of like outdoor porch area, open field. Yep, here we go. So this is him. Bald boy. hair. I think you guys should be able to see my cursor. Yeah. Back then, I lived in a world of chaos and fury. Myself. That's what swordsmanship was all about. I shall defeat my opponent with my power, with my strength, with my existence. Look at me. Yeah. He asked of us, why would you dedicate your lives to that? Now see, now we're getting into the Taquan stuff. I feel like Taquan didn't, I guess, lay it out kind of as seamlessly as the man's laying it out here, but essentially getting at the same point. Like, why? Like, is this what you want your life to be? Like, this is what we're... Do you truly believe that the way of the sword is so trivial. But see, the Taquan was trying to lead him down a way of like, life doesn't have to be this. It seems like they're still being led down a way that like you can, there is a way of the sword. But let's see. My sword is one with heaven and earth. With my way, the sword need not even be present. Oh, excuse me. No sword. Did Takezo just move? Oh, I thought Takezo was about to make a move. I think he literally just took a step forward. I think he literally just took a step, and this man might have pissed down his leg. Musashi has the upper hand. Yes! He got flustered right there. Slight bit of piss came out. He's retreating. Take it easy, bucko. Don't fall. Oh god, he did. Just that little hesitation of where like he steps on that tree branch or that root. Even if he doesn't fall by stepping on that, just him stepping on that, mentally, like even just glancing, not acknowledging that he stepped on that quick or even mental, like, oh, what did I just, that is the opening. And we moved. We took it. We done take it. Ooh. Okay. We're cooking. Trying to cook. But again, all flustered. Completely in the zone. Like he's reached that like runner's high right now. We're just so locked in. The mountains? Does Inshun have a disadvantage? Here in the mountains? No. When I first met Musashi, he said the mountains were his only master. It's definitely helping, for sure, but it's not like I'm not some Pokemon getting like extra help because I'm in the rain or there's a sun dance going on or some shit. He's not afraid. He does not fear Inshun's spear. No sword. The master. He tossed aside his bamboo sword and stood before me. His presence was sublime, as if his entire body were melting out into the sky. I cried out for all I was worth. I rushed at him, screaming at the top of my lungs. It was all I could do. But I really wanted to just throw down my spear and run away. We did. Takezo did both of those things. We charged in, raging, screaming at the top of our lungs multiple times last fight, and then in the end we did run away. Man. It's just the mental. Because like I said, I was very, very curious. There's a skill gap between them. How many months passed, was it? Was it just like a season? A couple months? Let's give it 4 to 6 months max. The first time they fought, a handful of chapters ago, there was a skill gap. A massive skill gap. And me as a reader, unless we had a year or more pass, or multiple years, even training with the old man, the skill gap was so big that I never saw how you could explain it to us as a reader, how it could make sense that we make up that skill gap, if even half of it, you know? The skill gap between those two is that big. But the mental has transcended a certain point that we didn't make up the skill gap, but what we achieved in here has, I feel, lowered his overall skill. He's not as composed, he's not as sharp, he's not as dialed in as he was. He's been wanting to fight him. That's all he's been looking forward to. He's finally getting it. But he's starting to see things like, oh, he's bigger, and oh, he's panicking, sweating, and then, you know, that skill gap is like coming closer and closer together. And if his mental isn't, yeah, it's just a mess. It's an absolute mess. And you see it right here. The old man talking about, you know, all I could do was rush at him, screaming at the top of my lungs. What's the very next thing that happens? We get a panel of Inshun screaming at the top of his lungs, which I'm assuming is his rage and frustration. He can't wait any longer. He's just going to go for it. Alright. Last chapter 69. Here's some color panels. Take a deep breath. I have become too accustomed to my wooden practice spear. Am I too overwhelmed by this deadly weapon? The cross-shaped spear. I like this color they got going here. And now, because even if I think we were this mentally kind of slipping last time they fought, we were also like not with it mentally, that I still think he beats us. Now that he doesn't seem as mentally there, it's a coin flip. It's 50-50, and he's already shown to be flustered multiple times already, and we seem to be getting more like dialed in. I feel overwhelmed by this man's, like he's got a lot of things going on. He's telling himself to take a deep breath. He's telling him he's not used to this, the spear on the end. He says he feels overwhelmed by this presence. This is a crazy panel, by the way. He's trying to get himself to calm down, and there he goes. That's a pretty great shot. And he missed. He in fact did miss. I was about to say, but there's no way we like miss and just get completely bodied, because there were times before like we were dodging and taking blows, like an Inchun at least showed reaction speed. Let's see. I don't think he goes down like that, surely. But the way they drew him here makes it look like he's just completely like over lunging, over going for it. But again, he's never faced real combat, like life or death combat, besides what he faced against last time. Damn, I missed my chance. That was it. I think he would. What happened here? Did he really not think that would happen? That he would get a chance like that? Inchun, you're leaving yourself open. Lucky for him, it threw Musashi off. His wooden sword is too long. Had it been an actual sword, Inchun would be dead. Yeah. What is happening? Inchun has never lost his calm during it. Yes, he's mentally not relaxed, man. He's losing it. Could Musashi really have gained the upper hand during that long face-off? Yeah. This is where it begins. This is what you've been after. Mortal Kombat. He said the thing. Did we just... Okay, I thought we disarmed for a second there. Man's over here like he's Neo, just like smoothly in the Matrix right now. Do you think I see we have like maybe 3 or 4 panels left. Do you think we see like a decisive blow on either end before this ends? I'm going to say no. I can barely fend him off, but now I can see. Because that's what I'm saying. That's what I was kind of saying a little bit earlier when the chapter started. Even though he's mentally like flustered, seems a bit overwhelmed, never been kind of in this like life or death situation, he's still good. So don't get it twisted. Because that's what I was saying. Like even if this happened last time where we got him flustered a little bit, there's still skill there. Like he is in the 1 percentile, so unless he completely just throws all technique and practice and everything he knows to the wind, like we're still gonna have to lock in. I can see. Sir, what did you teach Musashi? He's finally here. Why does he sound like a creepy little girl in like a horror movie? I've grown far too old to illuminate Inchun. I knew someone else would come. Did you though? And then Musashi appeared before us. Oh, I don't think he's Neo. I feel like he's seeing like this is his Mr. Anderson, like this is his Agent Smith that he can't beat. He had to get his shit beat in, essentially die, come back, and like he sees the Matrix now. He just clearly sees it. I can see through you, Inshun. Look at the chakra key Nen drip they're giving him right now. A battle of life and death. This time your life's on the line. Oh, we're even smiling at him, he says. I think we got to go with the color. I liked the blue turquoises they had going on and stuff with Takezo here, but I feel like we're going to get so many great Takezo shots over the way. Sounds like Inshu might not be on screen for much longer. I don't know if he dies, but like, I feel like we got to go with this one, no? We just have to. It's good stuff. Again, and I think I said this at the first time we heard the old man say it. The comment of, you know, what is strength? And this is just gonna keep being like harped on and harped on. Clearly, we're moving past the realms of it being physical. That seems to be what the old man was hinting at the very first time he said it. You know, that's what the old man's master was hinting at and what he's been hinting at. In being able to transcend, especially that rage. And he's reached it, like I said, like he's Neo. He sees the Matrix. He sees all the coding. He sees it now. So, like I said, I didn't think that they would make us catch up to him technique-wise or physically in that short amount of time. So it's gonna have to be something in here. It's just interesting how quickly, I think what's the most, I guess maybe eyebrow raising in this whole thing is how quickly he's gotten flustered. And I guess that's because you've kind of felt the eagerness and the rage and just the no control on Takezo the first time we fought him. Like he was just a rage kid running around swinging a sword trying to get, and like Inshun was like with it. He's like, oh, this is fun. This feels like a game, you know. And everybody else that approaches him, he probably does feel like that nervousness off of them. They know who he is. They're not close. They can't win. I'm sure he's maybe even fought people that might possess stronger skill, like just basic technique than Takezo. But they show up rage-induced, probably nervous. They know who he is. They know he's never lost. They know he's never been defeated. And they come in there swinging, flustered, not knowing what to do. And it's probably even more confident because he's already done and dusted him before. But now we show up again. This time with, like, we're so nonchalant. We so much don't care that it's throwing him off. Like, he's never had someone approach him and not just be completely with the shits, you know. And I feel like it's messing with him a little bit that we're showing so little care and so much like honed in with ourselves. And not only that, it's because you fought him before, and how could this be the same person? So all this starts going through your head. Next thing you know, you're tripping over yourself, you're sweating, you're running at him in rage, and you start messing up. But it's wild that like he let himself get to that point, you know. So maybe he wasn't as mentally strong as we thought originally, just because all the opponents he fought before were that mentally beneath him. Whether it's intimidation, being scared, whatever you want it to be. But yeah, we'll leave it there and see. We'll go ahead and leave it there. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and as always,